Following several postponements due to tensions between branches, the ANC in the Northwest Province is finally holding its elective conference this coming weekend. Now, registration begins today and proceedings begin officially tomorrow. Pule Letshwiti-Jones is in Rustenburg tracking this story for us. Pule, good morning to you, colleague. And one would wonder, why is the provincial elective conference only happening now within the province?
Yeah, well, what we understand is that previously the provincial conference had been postponed about 3 times due to numerous challenges, which includes the disputes of that are being launched by some of the members and, of course, branches. And just this week as well, it seemed as though the provincial conference would be postponed to about next week due to some of the outstanding disputes. But from as far as we understand, it seems as though the provincial leadership as well, which now is the interim provincial committee, which has been in power for just almost about 5 years, decided to actually resolve this matter and ensure that there be a peaceful conference. But one must also realize that this is a very divided province, and this provincial conference will be hotly contested, with some of those believing in putting the names of such as the likes as the Premier Bushimap and, of course, the former ANC Member of Parliament, Nono Malloy, to be challenging that for provincial chairpersonship. But we're also seeing some of the women who are coming forward, such as the MEC of Finance, Pule Rocha as well, who are amongst those who are trying to get into that chair, which is, of course, the one that will oversee the affairs of the province. And what we understand now is that the province, as much as this has been facing a lot of challenges in the past, they believe that this will be a smooth provincial conference.
Yeah, and with that being said, I mean, what should we be expecting, rather, in terms of proceedings this morning, Pule?
Yeah, what we understand right now is that this morning will be registrations that will be taking place. And several delegates would be here. We saw some of the members of security, members of SAPS also just guarding and ensuring that there wouldn't be any fallouts or breakouts in terms of all those who may want to disrupt the provincial conference. But as coupled with that as well, we also are aware of the media briefing that will be taking place. Supposedly, the interim provincial committee will be ushering members of the media as well as some of the delegates to give them a bit of understanding as to how far they are in terms of having resolved some of the disputes and whether this province will not be hampered by any sort of challenges. Previously, Dumeli, you would have realized that some provincial conferences have been threatened by court interdicts. So hopefully every delegate who comes here will be happy, and the IPC would have ironed out some of those issues in terms of ensuring that the integrity of this provincial conference is not in question. There have been several meetings that took place in this week between the IPC and the ANC's National Executive Committee to try and understand what are some of the issues that have been at the center of the political affairs in this province. Hopefully that have been ironed out, and hopefully the media briefing at 10 o'clock will take us into confidence as to how this provincial conference will get underway.
All right, we'll leave it there, Pule, and we'll, of course, be coming back to you as soon as there are other developments within the province of the Northwest, only, of course, commencing with the provincial elective conference.